So hello everyone. Today we have a specific session because we have a new feature that Xaba cooked during this last week or last 2 weeks related to stateful and deep packet inspection. So I'm not sure if it is deep, Xaba, but at least I think you inspect. So today, Xaba will present us the feature, maybe what we can do with it, how we can use it, and maybe how if it is usable in your use case. Maybe more for Luis. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see that. So, Xaba, the floor is yours.
Okay, let me first share my screen. Okay, so I am sharing the screen. I have prepared you a small VM instance, basically the VM. I will start the QEMU with this command. Basically, I think it's quite interesting how I started. It creates a network device on the virtual machine, and all the packets will be channeled in UDP to this endpoint. This guy is basically a free router here. And that address is the loopback of this guy. And this port is basically a dummy packet over UDP server listening in this port, and all the packets will be put to bridge 1. At the moment, nobody is here, only the BVI interface and the hairpin. This is the point where we okay, I think I should start with the other side of the hairpin. So basically, the hairpin 11 part is part of the bridge domain, and where the packets and exits from this hairpin 11 is hairpin 12. And basically, this is the point where we are putting routing to this to these VMs. And I think let's start it.
Can you, sorry to interrupt, Xaba, while
Yes.
the machine is booting, can you remind the audience the specificities of hairpin in case they don't remember the usage of hairpin?
Yes, basically it's the FreeRtr version of what Linux calls virtual Ethernet or Junus calls logical tunnels. Okay, I think the VM is booted. I am showing the CLI. I mean how I started it. Okay, so the bridge domain had a new interface pointing to the IP where the QEMU is sending the packets. And we had a MAC address pointing to this fancy interface. Okay, so I think it's time to log into this virtual machine. Okay, let's see if it works or not. Okay, something is happening. We have some packets, which is not bad. Okay, we had some traffic here, but at the moment we do only basic routing, so nothing about inspection or anything else. And we got these numbers. Okay. I think it's worth noting that it mostly depends on QEMU and how we started it. So if I restart the speed test, then you can spot that basically the DPDK is far below the QEMU usage. Okay, Okay, so we are limited by the QEMU. Anyway, if we choose a different PMD, I think QEMU have DPD key and QEMU together can use a more efficient version called. They have a PMD for it to pass traffic directly from the virtual machines. But but now we are not talking about virtualization, but about the new feature inspection. So basically, it's a very, very simple command. You can just press enter and it will inspect all the traffic, but it has some config options. Basically, you can log what happened when a session starts and ends. You can set that drop every new session, ingress, egress. You can log the dropped ones. Now I think just set it at the very basic. And let's see what we did. Okay, so we enabled the inspection. Show IPv4 inspect. Okay, and I think it is hairpin 12 where we enabled it. Nothing for v4, nothing for v6 right now. Okay, then let's do it again. Okay. So basically it looks like that it started. At least we had something. And we had some traffic over IPv6 also. Okay, so it seems a basic HTTP with IPv4. Okay, so we got the we got the hardware counters lately, which is basically what we are willing to look here. I think because it's a very wide table, let's view it instead. Okay, so we got the packet and the byte counters, but the URL is not filled, which is basically we didn't instructed yet the inspector to do deep inspection. It only keeps the sessions and so on right now. Nothing else. Okay, regarding the speed, it basically almost the same. I think if we run it more times, then we will see that it should not change anything. So we are limited right now with the QEMU. Let's see it again. Okay, so it's still not changed. We are still limited by the QEMU. Okay, so if you remember, it was about the same. And the reasoning behind it seemingly didn't consume too much CPU because it's a binary search in the session table after it gets offloaded. So basically, it really does not consume that many CPUs. Okay. The other thing, if we enable session inspection, for that to happen, I think at least some rules need to be configured. Let's say, okay, so what we can do here is to forbid and match traffic. I think let's start with match everything, just to have a basic inspection. Okay, and I think we can mention that at least somewhere here. Okay, let's see what we've got. We're matching everything. We didn't do any rewrite, and we mentioned and we allowed all the URLs in and out. I think I have missed the point. At least the DNS need to be explicit to this, because when we only allow the URLs, then we don't have DNS. Okay, then let's also allow ICMP for IPv6. I think it is a good idea to always allow ICMP. Okay, so it is for IPv4, it is for IPv6. And I always forget the protocol number. Okay, so UTP is protocol 17. And the port number is 55. And that's all the other direction. Okay, let's mention the access list also. Okay, we got the access list in place. We got the same for IPv6. Now let's see if I think it cleared out the inspections. Yes, it cleared out them. Okay, then okay, I think speed test will fail, maybe not. Okay, let's see what we've got here again. Okay, we enable DNS, ICMP, and all the URLs. Okay, maybe we can do some more tricks. I forgot to enter the interface. Okay, so basically with these two additions, I think finally the speed test will fail, because as you can spot, we have a lot of basically plain HTTP sessions here. But let's see. Okay, and we are waiting infinitely here. But hopefully the basic browsing, I think I forgot terminal monitor to see the dropped sessions. Okay, but if we do some basic browsing, okay, so the thing is that I think it is terminal no monitor. Okay, so this is what we do right now at the moment. So as I enable these all configurations that I will show you later, then basically the thing is that the URL field is filled. We do it the way that we keep the first some packets in software, and the rest and only the rest of the packets will be offloaded to hardware. It is quite efficient and enough to see the TLS handshake or the HTTP requests to decide that okay, this and that URL should go or not. What the heck? Who is this link films here? Okay, so this is quite enough to decide this and that URL is allowed or not, and let the rest. Okay, and we still got the same amount of bandwidth that we had before. And let's see some tricks here with this. Okay, so then we can configure the URLs that we want to forbid. For example, let's say that we don't allow Google.com anymore. And let's see if it, for example, if YouTube loads. Okay, so basically YouTube loads. And let's see if okay, and the thing is that we should have somewhere a log entry mentioning that. Okay, here we go. Forbidden Google.com. And basically, it's still the login of the YouTube. Google.com really does not load as we expected. For this to resolve, basically we can swap it, because we can do no forbid Google, and let's swap the things. Okay, so now Now let's redo the test, but with the opposite results. Okay, so right now Google loaded, but let's see what happens to YouTube. Okay, I think it came from cache, at least. Should be, because it didn't went out. Let's restart the browser.
Or you can try to open a private session.
Maybe, yes. Okay, let's see it again. What?
Delete the cache.
Okay,
right click. Right click on the shield.
Okay, I think I did my mistake. So it loads www, and I only matched simply YouTube. Okay, I see my mistake now. Okay, let's do some regex here. Maybe that the double point is unneeded, but who knows? We disabled that speed testing here, so let's do the test again. Now at this time YouTube will fail, hopefully. Okay, and we got a lot of forbidden YouTube com. So basically this is it, while we kept the rest going. For example, Google loads immediately. And basically this is it, I think. Okay, if we take a look on the connection, I think we are not limiting anything, at least hopefully. Okay, so the thing is that it negotiated TLS 1.3 through our inspection, and basically all these lines are matching here with Google.com, and the browser shows a green lock with TLS 1.3, so I think it is fine. And I think it is it really. And all I did is this config. Basically, it's an interface dependent, but the thing is that you can bundle some interfaces. It have a knob called master, and then that point you can bundle some interfaces like zones. For example, okay, these are these interfaces, my internal, and others are the external interfaces, and then you only need to configure under the inspect. I mean, we have. I think it's called session, and this is what you can mention in the inspection rules, and then you can configure all the stuff under here that you would like to do with your traffic. Okay, so this is what we've got right now. Okay, and if we remove everything, then basically everything will restart. Any questions?
Question.
Yes.
You mentioned google.com, but just if, for example, I would have typed google.hu, it should have worked, or simply.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, then let's do the trick. So basically, you can do for build.
Right?
You mean this? It's basically a regular expression, and I think let's let the other work, and then let's reapply our rules. I think we will also need the stuff. Okay, so it's regular expression matching everything that is called Google. Maybe others that just contain the name. Let's see. Okay, and if you spot it, forbidden Google, so it matched.
Okay, so this means that it matched with the regex, but with the expression before, it would have passed.
Yes, obviously.
Oh, okay. So I was just to stress that it was really based on the URL requested.
Yes, exactly.
Not on the how it has been resolved with DNS and so on. That's great. So that's great. So let me try, correct me, I'm talking under your control, Saba. Let me try to sum up because we had Christina who joined us recently and Simon also. And maybe not Simon, sorry. No, Simon, sorry. Yes, you're here. And Raphael. So you spawn a QEMU VM. This VM is connected using a packet over UDP interface.
Yes, let me show you.
Okay?
This is how I spawn it.
Then you have a free router that is seeing this router via a hairpin interface. A hairpin interface is like a logical tunnel, but usually the hairpin is used to connect two worlds. World meaning by two VRF, a bridge or a VRF or two bridge, actually two domain. Hairpin one will create a hairpin one, I guess, we create interface 1.1 and interface hairpin 1.2.
Exactly.
You bind one word with one hairpin, and I think that you bind the hairpin 1.1 with bridge 1 that is connected to the VM, and you bind hairpin 1.2 to the internet, to your local area network. Maybe, sorry.
Yes, where I put the routing. I call it, yes.
Yes. So basically, this is the setup. And then you apply your inspection to the hairpin interface.
Where I put the routing to the VMs, yes?
Yes, you put the routing, but you also put the inspection, no, to the hairpin.
Yes, I enabled the inspection where I put the routing. Exactly.
So, and then from the VM, you try to use a browser in order to request some URLs and do some speed tests, and you will see the inspection rules that are matching or not matching, and also the counters.
Exactly.
Is it correct? So this was the sum up.
And since we enabled layer 7 inspection, we obviously kept more packets, and the other thing that we also see the URLs.
Okay, and from this report, we saw a strange URL related to a net.
I think these speed tests mostly do some video downloads nowadays. At least Fastcom, I know that Fastcom is this guy.
Okay.
It's basically a CDN. Okay, and I uncovered my ISP and my location.
And your IPv6.
Okay, and I think finally the counters, hopefully, the counters are populated. Okay, so that we are seeing here is a lot of packets in hardware and very small number in software.
So
oh, sorry.
Yes, please, Simon, please go ahead.
What we see here under URL is that I guess it's not the actual URL, right? It's the host name that is included.
Yes, it's the host name
negotiation.
Exactly. So we only pick up the client hello and the report that.
But this will disappear in future versions of TLS, right? Is it?
We will see. Currently, this connection is TLS 1.3, and it works well. Let me show you. Okay, more info. Okay, Okay, this one is 1.2. I think let's see. Okay, we just disabled Google, then we have only YouTube left. Okay, so we spotted YouTube here and a lot of logs. I think let's disable terminal monitor. Okay. And let's hope that YouTube is TLS 1.3.
Yeah, I guess so. So how does the inspect mechanism work? I'm sorry for joining late. I still had the wrong URL.
Okay, it's TLS 1.3.
Yes.
So basically, we keep, let me show you. I think it's more easier if I show you it on maybe my idea. Basically, right now it's very simple, but it should be continued. I think it's just the beginning how it is done. Okay, somewhere here there must be a, I think I call it do pack, maybe. Okay, so we have first of all we classify at layer 4. This is the basic inspection that we do, and we do the depending on the direction if we pass the packet or not, and we read these lines only if we need to do some more. So the user configured that we need to do some more inspections. Somewhere I set this TCP flag to 1 if it's a basic HTTP session. At that point, I only match to the host field and let it do the trick. I set somewhere the flags to TLS. In this case, I do nothing but simply spin up my regular FreeRtrs TLS packet handler and ask him to parse the the client hello and return the server in the tag got it. And this is what this is the end of the function. So this is all we do right now at after this point when we reach it, then we offload the whole session to the data plane, which means that from this point it's only a layer 4 inspection that is this is TCP ports must match.
I see. Thanks.
But it could be continued. So if one wants that do some more TLS inspection, for example, do some more tricks on the HTTP headers, then it's not too hard to have them done. But right now, this is all what we do right now. The fun part is that it is offloaded to the hardware in case of Toshino or in case of DPDK. Then it completely only burdens the data plane to keep the sessions. And FreeRtr from this point when it decided that okay, it's a pass, then from this point it even does not see the packets at all to the sessions.
So in the output in the screen, we have this notation 3 + 20, 3 + 14.
Yes,
so
this is the software plus hardware notation. Yes.
So this means that you have
this
three
is
packets
the
that
same.
have been
This
printed.
is the same. Yeah, this is the same for Bridge and the rest of the outputs. I think it's the show interface do the same. I mean, this plus notation is everywhere. Yes.
So for the agents, the plus on the right you have the hardware counter, so counter coming from DPDK or Tofino, and on the left it's the software counters that are pointed to FreeRtr. Or at least that have been destined to FreeRtr.
Yes, and basically we can disable this even this free packet to get inspected if we reconfigure our things to not deal at all with the URLs, for example. Okay, I think for this to happen, then let's remove all this stuff. And let's do the same for IPv6. Okay, it cleared out the session table, and let's reload YouTube. okay, it still loads, but now we all see nulls here and obviously the counters. And hopefully REST packets get processed in software.
We have one question from Jordi.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I understood what was going on. So basically, there are two TLS sessions, right? So you have one between the client and FreeRtr, and another one between FreeRtr and the server, right?
Yes.
And then once you have checked the URL, then you just, as you said, you just rely on the hardware just to rewrite the sequence numbers of TCP. That's it.
Even less. So FreeRtr does not instruct the hardware to rewrite anything right now. It just inspects. So when we got a TLS packet, first of all we read it, but afterward we relay it as we got it. So it does not ruin anything at a TCP layer.
But the sequence numbers, when you start them, they are random, or they should be random on the two sessions, right?
Yes, they are mostly, yes.
So basically, then you need to translate them between one session and the other one, or not?
Sorry, I didn't got the question. So right now we do not care about these sequence numbers. So we got the SYN packet. I mean, we see the C packet, so we can guess that okay, then the acknowledgement for this will be one bigger and so on. We really don't need to nor to rewrite nor to do anything further with it. I mean, it's completely up to the client stacks. I mean, the virtual machine in my case, and the Google servers to pick a random sequence number and maintain it while the TCP session is up.
But when we connect to a TLS session to a server, the URL comes encrypted, right? So you need to or not?
No. Basically, the thing is that the TLS handshake starts with the client hello packet, and the client packet contains the server name indication field. It is basically a request for a server certificate. This is why I include the host name, right?
Okay.
So we don't see the whole URL, just the host name. But it's in clear text in the first message the client sends to the server, and this is what we use to for this URL filter.
So it only works for the server and not for the whole URL. So you cannot check, for instance, the path, right?
Exactly. Basically, to be able to do this, we had to terminate it. I mean, the TLS session, and it basically ruins the whole end-to-end encryption, simply because to be able to re-encrypt the session, then you have to install a root certificate on the clients. This is how the big ones. This is how the big ones do. And to be honest, I wouldn't open a NetBank session through this deep inspecting firewalls, because then the guys there see all your credentials.
No, I was thinking you were doing that.
No, obviously, I wouldn't ruin end-to-end encryption, so no.
Okay.
I don't.
No, I was saying, how did he manage to do that? I wanted to know.
No, it's just a server name that we can filter to, and not the deeper contents. But basically, most
really cool. It's cool.
Most what I see is the command and conquer. I mean, the servers are basically domain based and fortunately not path based.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome. I see a lot of messages. Any other questions?
That was me. I didn't want to interrupt when speaking.
Thank you, Xaba. I have a question. What is the limitation status of the feature with respect to the different data plane, like DPDK, orthofino, number of entry, possible What, in order to give some comparison to the audience?
DPDK basically don't have any limitations. I regularly test my own DPDK internet up to some 10,000 sessions, and I really cannot spot the difference. So binary search is quietly finds it easily. Okay, the thing is that when you run out of your CPU data cache, then basically you would feel it, but it's quite big nowadays. So I don't think you can hit it in a regular use case. Regarding the Toshino, it's a more interesting question. It depends on the SRAM table size, and we have some compact profiles for it. I think we called it this guy. Okay, so with this profile, we can maintain this many V4 and V6 sessions. Basically, it does not seem too much, but it's basically 1/10 of the big boxes who tell them that okay, we can maintain 250,000 sessions. We can do that many. I think if we remove some table space from the RPM table, then maybe we can do more. But so it's not yet fully optimized. Right now we can do that many. I think it's quite nice to serve a smaller site. It should be enough.
I'm totally new to the firewall world, but do you have any idea about the number of table entry what a commercial solution would have? I mean, the order of magnitude, is it 100K or 1000K? I don't know.
Yes, it's somewhere in the 1000K range. And I think these numbers should be tuned because, as you see now, I give equal IPv4 and IPv6. Sure. And I bet this SRAM could still accommodate some more IPv4 because that entry is obviously smaller. So I think if we tune somehow this profile, then it would compile up to 1000K, and basically this is the numbers that I saw on commercial boxes. So I think it's quite in parity with them, I think.
Yeah, I think large enterprise firewalls have a bit larger tables because this is a common bottleneck. And it's catastrophic when you run into these limits. I think like big Palo Alto boxes have something like 250,000 or so, but this is already quite a nice size. I guess it's
yes, but they are quite big Palo Alto boxes then.
Exactly, and expensive. So just to recapitulate whether I have understood correctly how the code works. So when you get a new packet that does not belong to an existing session, then you send it to the control plane, right?
Yes. Basically, okay. It's quite tricky because this is why we enabled right here in and out ACL because so in accessories we only have permit and deny entries, but now we introduce the third type, point entries, basically that gives up any packet that matches. And the trick is that let me show you quite quickly. I think it is more easier if I show the code. Okay, so somewhere here it is access list in. Yes. Okay, so if we have inspection, then we just count, which is very nice. But in the ACL, which unfortunately goes to the to the TCAM. Okay, so we had the permit and the punt entry. Basically, this punt entry do nothing, but somewhere it must be here. Okay, so this is needed for RACL or the inspection, and then it basically sends the packet to the CPU port. And when you configure the inspection on the interface, then FreeRtr will program a hidden ACL entry with this punt method. So basically, then this way, FreeRtr will get all the packets that didn't match anything. Let me show you. So if we had inspection and we found a table, entry in the inspection table, and we not found, sorry, my bad. So if we not found an entry, then we will do the ACLs. Otherwise, it's a session that only needs to go through, and that's all we do.
Okay, great, thanks.
But if not, then we check if it's an IPv4 and IPv6. Basically, then we apply the ACL and we'll hit that hidden entry that we program. If the inspection is configured, if the inspection is not configured, then simply it will not match and drop it basically.
Okay, I see. But like things like, I don't know, a SYN flood or DOS attack would hit the control plane, right? If you get many SYN packets for many address port combinations, then this would go to the control plane. Is there some sort of rate limiting or policing?
Right now, there is no rate limiting implemented from Toshino point, but basically we could. It's not a bad idea. But it's quite interesting question to how many traffic we would like to rate limit, because I have measured a lot, and if FreeRtr just doubles packets, then FreeRtr natively can do up to 10 G of just dropping. Exactly. If it forwards, then it's some gigs. We send, say, one gig of traffic that it can forward. This is anyway the number that we could say that, okay, this many new sessions we can handle. Just to drop them, I think it's much more if you don't have to forward.
Sure. Thanks.
But since the ACL is evaluated in an order, I mean, it has a sequence number. So if you spot that some traffic is matching, and then it's usually a good idea to program out that, okay, this kind of traffic we don't want, and then drop it in the ACL instead of the last result of punting it up.
If you can still talk to the router at that point.
Yes, if you can.
I think this is the typical way how our customer networks fail when they are under DOS, because we don't see it very often, but sometimes when we have these DDoS situations, it usually doesn't fill up our links or something, but often the firewall at the site gets into problems. I guess it's either due to session limitations or because the control plane of the firewall is overloaded, and then you get into trouble. But here, of course, if in the happy case, this should work very nicely, right? You get full hardware throughput for all the sessions that have been validated. Yes. And I guess you could also, so you can, by setting ACL entries, you can drop stuff even before it hits the inspection, right?
Yes, yes.
And can you also allow stuff that so that it's not?
Yes,
does not go through the inspection? Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, thanks.
Any more questions from the audience? Nope. So Saba, you wanted to say something?
Nothing.
Okay, great. So welcome, Christina and Rafael. Sorry, anything you would like to share with us, or? I'm not sure if you are here.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, just to let you know, maybe we might meet together in Vienna next month, but because I'm coming. I don't know the hackathon. The hackathon. I got a travel grant. It's a good thing, and
yeah, we would like to thank Simon, because he with his advice, Rafael submitted and was a recipient of the grant. That's very good news.
Yeah. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you, Simon. Yeah, and I'm preparing everything here in Brazil to come, and maybe I want to know, maybe we have a hackathon there, so I will maybe I will attend as well. So let's see. I'm just organize everything because I got this last week, so I need to prepare here for Brazil to come. But thank you, Simon, for to let us know and to show us the path to go there.
You're welcome. So if you come all the way from Brazil, then we have to organize something. And in fact, I just posted a link. I don't know whether you saw this. It was circulating on the, yeah, exactly, on the internal Géant list, where we are drafting sort of a proposal for the hackathon. And this, I think Frederick added a few ideas, and you're welcome to add your own, even things that you're already maybe working on, so that we have some text to add to the hackathon wiki. And then I guess we're good to go, and it will be cool to do some hacking on site there.
Well, Rafael, what if you are coming? And not sure if you are Christina, you'll be here. Maybe you should ask the multipass Polka and the idea on how this what you are foreseeing in that. But again, the point is just to submit interesting ideas, and we will see for as far as I know who will be here and who want to do what. So there are ideas, and all are interesting, and we really feel free to suggest.
Okay, nice. Good point, Frederick. Maybe we might suggest this point as well. So about the multipath Polka, and maybe, yeah, and for about
yes, sorry, Rafael. No, sorry.
No, that's I think I will be coming alone. I don't know if Christina or but our intention is to be, because it's a little bit expensive as well. So that's why I'm planning to come alone as well. So Christina, you'd like to add something?
Yes, I was just going to say that unfortunately, I will not be able to go this time to Vienna. But if there is any other way to contribute, or if there is any veto access, I'm open to collaboration, but only virtually this time, unfortunately. And yeah, we were putting a lot of effort on the Google presentation last week, but Simon gave us a lot of very important advice on how to proceed, and the groups at IETF that we can how we can approach these groups. So this week I will try to send some emails and see if we can take advantage of Rafael's travel to make some contact and try to elaborate how to approach these groups, and try to add some discussion about Polka in this Vienna meeting.
So one venue that should be interesting for you is PAN-RG. I guess you already, I don't know, that I just saw a few days ago, there was a call for like agenda items that was circulated on the PAN-RG mailing list. And there was already one response, someone who wanted to present something, I don't know what, but if you're in contact with Brian Dremel or Furry, what's her name? Also from Google. I think they are the two.
Yeah, you send me in the email.
Yeah, if not, I can forward you.
I don't know if Simon, are you signing the TCD UFIS RARE email list?
No, I don't think so.
Because I can send the presentation also, but my idea was to invite the the chairs of the group to the presentation last week, but we could not accomplish that in time to make the invitation. So I just explained how the presentation was done last week, and then this week I think I will try to contact them and maybe try to add a topic to this call for proposals. And I'm still trying to understand how to do the next steps, but I think your advice was very valuable, and I think we can try to use this opportunity of the grant Rafael received to have some in-person meeting, because then everything is easier than virtual presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We were in contact with Eric Klein. I don't know the pronunciation.
Klein, I think.
Yeah.
That's great, Christina and Rafael. I was just wondering, you know that we already talked about this, but I just wanted to mention that the TNC Lightning Talk call for proposal is open. I don't know if you plan to be a TNC or at least Moises or not Rafael, I'm not sure, but you are of course welcome to provide a lightning talk on Polka and for the audience during this the next TNC. So I will give you the link if you want. And Simon, I will invite you to, if you want, to attend the next. We have a VC every 2 weeks, so maybe too much VC for you. But we have a mailing list, of course, where we are with Jordi, Christina, and actually all of this started from
posted the address, right?
Ah, yes, that's great. So that's perfect.
Yeah, why not? I can, if it doesn't collide with anything. I don't have too many meetings outside of the project, so I'm happy to join a few if it helps to prepare for ITF and stuff.
So, glad to know that you will be here, Rafael. The hackathon will be during the weekend. For now, we don't have any idea on which set of tasks or multiple tasks we would like to tackle. In any case, you can of course have different tasks depending on each skills. I'm not sure who will be here, but it's the 19th and 20th of March, I think, Saturday and Sunday for the hackathons.
So all the days we have a hackathon, or during the whole week, or
it's 2
or
days.
Just for one, 2 days. 2 days. Okay.
It's the weekend before the IETF. So of course, if Christina, if you are here, you can be with us. I will attend also remotely.
Do you have anything to some tip about that? Because I will be in Vienna for the whole week, for the whole IETF meeting.
When will you arrive?
For hackathon. I'm planning to arrive in 19th of March. So or 18th.
Saturday, right?
So, yeah, Saturday. Because it starts in 19th of March and ends in 5th of March.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the ITF meeting proper starts at Monday. So the 21st, I guess.
So I can come on Sunday or Saturday, for example.
Yeah, it would be good to be if you could be there on Saturday, because the hackathon starts before the meeting, but it's okay if you arrive somewhat late. It's okay. We can accommodate people who come along for sure. And I think on Sunday or Monday there is a round of presentations where people can talk about what they achieved during the hackathon. There is actually somewhere there's an internet draft that describes quite nicely how the hackathons are organized. written by the person from Google who, sorry, not from Google, from Cisco, who always organizes those. I'm terrible with the names, especially today. Anyway, but this should be easy to find if you, yeah, exactly. So I'm sending the URL in the chat. And I think it's pretty readable and gives a pretty good idea on how this works. I guess you find also the more or less the same information on the hackathon pages for the meeting and the wiki pages. But as I said, I only attended one in-person thing, and so yeah, on Sunday 2 p.m. there's like a long session of project presentations among the participants. I guess this may also be recorded, so you could use it afterwards, I guess. But the hackathon, the real life hackathon, is just Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, so that it's a good thing to know, because I didn't know how we did it right today for the hackathon. So
yeah,
because I was thinking Saturday, Saturday is the end of the weekend, so it was a little bit confusing.
Yes,
when how because
Rafael, have you already bought the tickets?
yeah, the tickets, yes, but I need to do my register. I do the registration of the meeting. So because there are two different registration for the whole week and for the hackathon. I was so we have two different registration you have to do that have to be done before that.
Actually,
because
yeah, if you do register for the full meeting, I think you can just tick a box that says I also go to the hackathon. I only registered once, I think, for the IETF and ticked that box, and now I'm also on the list for the hackathon. I think they do have a separate registration for the hackathon only because that's free. So people who don't want to pay the IETF registration fee, they can still just register for the hackathon. But if you go to IETF, then I think that would have been sufficient, but it doesn't hurt if you do both.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I will be for the hackathon and IETF meeting as well. So it's a long journey to be there for just for a couple of full days. So let's stay there for a week.
Yeah. Good. This is so much to see also. Maybe there will be snow, who knows?
Oh my God. It's a very, very different time. So weather will be a little bit different compared with Brazil.
Yeah, probably.
I guess. That's it.
Cool.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you again.
Great. So we are reaching 5 p.m. Any more questions from the audience related to what Xaba mentioned?
Frederick,
Yes.
I just want to thank you, Xaba, Yodi, for all the support. As I told you, I sent the slides from our presentation to Google in the last week, and I think some of the very interesting points of the presentations were related to the integration with RARE and FreeRtr. So it was very nice to reach this point where we could show the demonstration of RARE integrated with FreeRtr. And and all this, it was only possible because of your effort and help to integrate Polka in FreeRtr and RARE. So I would like to thank you.
You are welcome.
Edgar and Everson recorded a very nice demo of how to test Polka in FreeRtr using policy-based routing. So in the slides, I also sent you a link to this recorded demo.
That's perfect, Krishna, and we are really glad to know that we could have helped you. And for the next phase, I will again I will work now on the outline for the draft we plan to submit, and make it and circulate it in the mailing list. And of course, as it is outlined, feel free to rework everything according to your experience, and then we can step by step submit this this document to other parties, interested parties, and see how we can move forward with that. Oh, but as Simon mentioned, it can be an ERTF submit proposal or an IETF proposal, but we will see that at least in the next phase. First of all, is to have something tangible and outline, and then where all people can contribute, and we'll see how this can be done. I have almost finished what I plan to do these days with respect to the RAR project, so I will start on it soon. Thanks.
Yeah, I also would like to point that in the slides I sent you, there are some slides regarding the multipath idea for Polka with some applications, and it might be interesting to also discuss that on the context of RARE, because we think that there are some very nice applications there where we could use this multipath routing and maybe showcase in a demo or anything else that you have in mind.
Christian, could you please point me somewhere where I can find some documentation about this multipath Polka, because I'm interested.
Yeah, we can. Rafael, do you have that archive of the paper?
Yeah, I was just trying to find this archive paper.
Because so we submitted it to a journal. It's in the final phase of review, but we have an archive of the paper.
Could
it's
you
not
share?
Published yet.
But I see. It's not yet published.
But the archive should be enough, because it's the latest version.
I have put the link here, Saba. Can you have access to this one, just to know if you have access? Thank you.
Some of the other applications like telemetry, in-band telemetry, we are still publishing yet, so we don't have a formal document. But the basic multipath idea is in this document.
Thank you so much. I will read it, and maybe I will have some questions. Like with the regular Polka.
Yeah, we love to receive questions, so feel free.
Especially for Xaba. Yeah.
But I presume that you will have the source of truth with you, Xaba, because I think that Rafael, it's a big subject for your. Sorry, if I'm wrong, but it's for your PhD, no? So.
Yeah. It was the subject of my PhD. So.
so basically, the source of truth will be with you during the IETF. So maybe yeah. We'll have a good outcome on the hackathon if this is the subject. Anyway,
no worries.
So I would like to thank you all for being here, and I guess we can talk next week. And we'll try to find an additional topic that would be of your interest. So feel free to submit if you ever submit any subject you would like us to discuss. Last week Carmen had a problem, and we had a fun moment to debug her lab. Sorry. We'll have another session next week. Maybe we'll have a presentation from your colleague Luis if he has more time. But anyway, that's already a good thing to have you on board. So I'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 See you.
See you. Thank you.